Hello again, my friends. This is the new Skoda Karoq, and well, you'd kind of be forgiven for wondering if it is all that new, but there are some changes, both inside and out. Let's talk you through those.
Take a moment, enjoy the calm. You could be stuck on the N7 with two teething toddlers, but we don't do stress at the AA. We do roadside rescue, and our trained mechanics fix 8 out of 10 problems at the roadside. Buy online now at theAA.ie. Relax. Yellow and black have got your
Skoda
back.
Karoq is one of those cars that sort of flies under the radar, the likes of the Enyaq and the Kodiaq and all the press, even though the Karoq here has been a quiet success for the Skoda brand. They've sold about 500,000 internationally. Domestically, this year wasn't great so far. They've only sold about 500 year to date, compared to about double that on a full year normally. But supply, of course, has been an issue. But this is the second version. We, of course, saw the first version at the very end of 2017. But this new version has some changes to it. So what are they? Well, first of all, the changes happen at the front. So there is a new grille. These LED lights are narrower, which give the car a slightly meaner look. There's also matrix LED lights standard on the Style version, and that's a nice feature to get a standard. Basically what they do is they prevent oncoming traffic from being dazzled while you still get the benefit of really bright lights. At the front there are body colored bumpers as well, which do enhance the overall look of the car, but it is a nice looking car, a little bit meaner than before. A quick word on these alloy wheels as well. There's a range of these new, more aerodynamic alloy wheels in the Karoq. These are 18s, which you get standard on the Style, and they all have these matte black inserts, which help with aerodynamics and obviously help with CO2 as a result, but they are quite smart looking. There are some changes, of course, to the styling at the rear as well. At the top, there's a new roof spoiler, which again helps with the aerodynamics. There are new rear LED lights, which look quite smart. They're also a little bit narrower, but they, again, make the car look a little bit meaner. There's also a body-coloured bumper at the back. Boot space remains the same. It's 521 litres in the Karoq, which is pretty generous. Let's take a look inside the Karoq. So when you get in here, of course, apart from the obvious bings and bongs, you'll see lots of changes. There's a new virtual cockpit and also new infotainment system. Now, we're in a Style version, and this really is the one to buy because you get the better Columbus infotainment system, which is a bigger system, a 9-inch system, and plus you get better virtual cockpit as well. But this in the Sportline model would cost you an extra €1,300. So this is really the one to go for, unless you particularly want the Sportline styling. But the specification of this is really, really good. 38,900 for this model with the 1 litre TSI 110 horsepower unit. Under here is the 1 litre TSI petrol engine, and it's actually a really decent unit. It has 200 newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour takes just over 11 seconds. It's not by any means a fast car, but as an entry point, this is a really, really good one. And you know what? For this type of car, this is exactly the engine I'd choose, unless you were really keen on doing big mileage, in which case you probably should go for the diesel. This is the one to get. You might think that with just a 1 litre 110 horsepower petrol engine that this Karoq could be overwhelmed by this slightly tiddly engine, but it's actually not. I'm really pleasantly surprised by just how well it performs. Actually, it's not fast by any means. It takes over 11 seconds to get to 100 kilometers per hour, but you know, at operational speed, it's absolutely fine. I took a trip to Cork during the week in this, down and back in the same day, and it never really felt like it was overwhelmed at all. What I would say is, for sure, you should go for the travel assist pack. It just really adds those extra dimensions in terms of safety, and also for longer journeys the addition of adaptive cruise control is very nice too as well. So definitely do that. Handling wise, the Karoq's always been reasonably entertaining to drive for a vehicle like this. It's you know, a good ride comfort. The damping is very good on it, and the steering as well has decent feedback too. So overall, it's quite a pleasant place to be. I know when Today when everyone's talking about EVs and this isn't even a PHEV, this is a standard old petrol engine, but it still feels like it has a place and it's decent value too. Obviously all the talk these days is about EVs, but not everyone's ready to jump into an EV yet, especially when it comes to cost, because a nicely spec'd Skoda Enyaq, which is not that much bigger than this, is going to cost you 55,000–60,000 euro. This Karoq is 38,900 euro as it sits here, which is decent enough value for what is a really high quality item. The interior quality is excellent. It's actually improved. And this 1 litre TSI engine for me is a bit of a revelation. Look, it's not fast, but if you're nipping to the shops, if you're doing the school run, doing all the weekend sports, this is going to be a decent engine to choose. And to be honest, if I was getting a Karoq, this is the one I'd go for. Of course, you can't get it with DSG, so if you are a DSG lover, you're going to have to go up to the 1.5 petrol or above to the 2 litre TDI. But I'm really nicely surprised with this Karoq. I didn't think that I'd like the 1 litre engine so much. If you're going for choice between spec, get the style, because it seems that Skoda has put all their eggs in one basket and tailored this model to be the really nicely spec'd one. So if you're going for a Karoq, 1 litre TSI style, unless you need DSG, then these days probably best to stick to the 1.5 petrol.